Hey guys, welcome back. Adam Flowers here. It is Wednesday the 12th, 2025, and we are live right now. So if you're watching Chicago time, it is 4 p.m. And wow, the year's flying by. Today we're going to be talking about Sam DeStefano, I think's how it's pronounced, but everybody says DeStefano. Anyway, welcome back, guys. We're going to be talking about that and much, much more. It's my vlog. Red Wemette, how are you doing today?
I'm doing chipper.
Fantastic. Good to have you today. And we're going to be talking about Mad Sam DeStefano. I have a feeling somebody's going to want me to read an excerpt from this by the time the show's over. I think you know which one it is. Oh, letter to the president.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah. How can we not do that? So Christina Morris is our moderator. She's in here today. So welcome in, Christina. Guys, don't be screwing around in the chat. She'll take care of you. Not in a good way either. Doesn't mean like she'll take care of your ass. Dave M, Doug Ross, it's good to have you in here. Clouds. Jared, do you know Sam when you were a kid or something, or have any stories? Jared Sanders. Adam and Red. So today you're going to be chatting about my stepfather's Uncle Sam. Looking forward to this. Excellent. It's good to have you in here. And hopefully if you have some comments, please chime in the chat. Scott H., it's good to see you. Nutsack Zach is here. Big Tuna and All Too Customs. We're doing fantastic. How are you? Sorry we're a couple of minutes late. My fire alarm went off in the house. I was using the toaster for the bagels as an alarm, to let me know when they were done. And boy, let me know. So did the alarm company and damn near the fire department. So it smells like toast in here.
It smells like bagels.
Yes, it does. All right, guys. So Sam DeStefano. DeStefano or DeStefano? I've talked to one of Sam's relatives and they said that it was DeStefano. So, but everybody says DeStefano. Anyway, it's spelled with an F, not a PH.
The reason we call him DeStefano was because everybody called him Sammy D. Now, he used to say, call me Sammy D. The whole name was too much to get out. Call me Sammy D.
Did you say that before or after he took the pick out?
No, just socially. If you ran across him, he said, you can call me Sammy D.
I'm asking for a friend. So. So a lot of people said that Tony Spilotro was brought up and kind of initiated with Sammy D. And that's not the case. It's actually Milwaukee Phil, but Sam DeStefano, when I first learned who he was, I thought, man, this guy's mad. This guy's crazy.
He was certifiably nuts.
You say that I read this letter that he wrote to the president. And you're like, man, this sounds like it came from a really intellectual guy.
Nutty people have sometimes good moments. But Sam was, I don't know. I think I'm the only person alive that actually talked to him and saw him. And I can tell you, he was not all there. He was not all there at all. He did stupid things. I mean, very stupid, boisterous things. I remember him sitting on the curb. The police had a warrant for his arrest, and they came over, and he was sitting on his curb, and he had a 38 stuck between his legs. He got out of prison, and he's got a 38 stuck between his legs. And they're saying, come on, Sam. You got to go. It's our job. Get out of here, you mother. I mean, he was just ridiculous. They talk him down, but he wasn't exactly nutsack. He's got it here. Most geniuses are crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look at me. I'm absolutely nuts.
Oh, Who is
So
the relative? Who is the distant relative? The step relative of Sam D?
Jared Sanders says that he is the Sam would have been his step great uncle.
Step great uncle.
Right.
So was he offspring from Mario or from Anita? Anita's side of the family.
I don't know, but all I know is that his stepfather, so Jared's stepfather his uncle would have been Sam DeStefano. So maybe that would have been Anita's or Mario's sons would have been his stepfather. Yeah.
I don't think he ever met him.
I'd say his son or his daughter, but back then it definitely would have been son.
Both of his daughters, his son, I don't know what's going on with him anymore, but I don't know what happened to the girls either. They both disappeared.
You didn't get my joke about him being his uncle. His stepfather could have been a woman. Never mind. It's never back then. You understand? Never mind. Right over it. All right. Let's go to the comments here. There's an interview with him when he talks about how he doesn't care if people talk about him, but not his family. Sounded like a lunatic the way he's talking. We've seen that interview. We've played it before.
That was during the trial. That was actually during the trial, and in the days of the trial, because they arrested his brother with him because they were both involved in something. And he said, "You can say anything you want about me, but don't touch me." And he's got drool dripping off his. But don't talk about my family.
Yeah, he was pretty. I mean, his eyes were crazy.
It was shortly after that Mario called him up and said, "Hey, we found the guy, the witness, and we're going to go get him." And Sam said, "Oh, I'll be there. And pick me up." And him and Tony went and picked him up. They're all three on trial. All three of them were on trial. Tony walked. Sam was dead. That was 1974. But
yeah,
or three. I forget which. But Mario got convicted. Tony walked.
That was when they shot. They didn't he even he was a little crazy enough. He asked to kill his own brother, right? So his mom could have an open casket funeral for him.
Yeah, I don't know if that was so crazy. His brother was he was taking heroin, and he had to be killed. I mean, it was a matter of he knew too much. He was a junkie, and so he was going to die anyway. But Sam said, "Let me do it because he's my brother, and I'll do it in a clean way where he can have an open coffin." And he did.
So how did he do it?
I don't really remember if it was a shot to the back of the head or exactly how he did it, but he wasn't mutilated. It was an open coffin, and he was not mutilated. The body was actually presented, washed and cleaned. So,
man, that's pretty crazy.
52. That was 1952, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Mario, Cicero man. Mario was a tough guy. Mario was a real tough guy. He was a Cicero man.
Michael Kevin Dixon, welcome in from Kentucky. Good to have you with us. John Wallace from Albuquerque, welcome on in. MMN, did the Chicago families have the New York version of Murder, Inc., a group of pure killers who regulated to just hits and not management and were no threat to narking the cops about inside info? So I like the Wild Bunch.
Very much so, except we didn't have families. We only had one family with different factions. And that Wild Bunch could be called upon, but that was during one era, the Wild Bunch. Otherwise,
was that 60s and 70s and 80s?
I would say 70s and 80s.
Okay. In Murder Incorporated, I thought that was way far back. Benjamin Siegel, Meyer Lansky, the Bugs and Meyer evolved into Murder.
It was all Jewish, and it was out of New York. And the way it worked was somebody would get the message, and they wouldn't even know the person they were going after. but they would do it. And the person wouldn't expect them to do it. Might be somebody that pretends they're a newspaper guy and walks up to him and says, "Hey, how you doing?" And meanwhile,
yeah. So Jared says this is Sam DeStefano's great nephew, step great nephew, that he never met him, and that his stepfathers and brothers were embarrassed by him having the same name. So I'm going to guess it's not Anita's side. It would have been Mario's side. So yeah, you know, everybody I've run across too, whether their last name was Spilotro, they don't really want to talk about it. You know, they don't want to talk about it. It's like, we don't talk about that part of the family. You know, I had one of Spilotro's nieces or great nieces on one of our tours, not the mob tour. Funny enough, wasn't the mob tour, but the Vegas haunted tour. And when I met her, I asked her, what do you know about the family, and is Nancy still around? And we really don't talk about that. Okay, that's understandable. Why not? So.
In his particular case, I can tell you, Jordan, I did meet Sam, and I was in his basement. I was one of the few people. I think I'm the only person alive that ever walked out of that basement. And he was absolutely insane. He used to. He had an altar in the basement where he used to worship the devil. It had a black blanket over it and candles and a pentagram over the top of it. But he used to pray to the devil. Give me the strength to do what I got. I'm your servant. He was just nuts. I mean, very nuts.
This little nuts. Did I tell you I visited his grave?
No.
Yeah. So I visited his grave while I was in Chicago, in those cemeteries, Queen of Heaven and the one across the street, visiting, going around all of them in video. And I took video of his headstone, and there were flowers on it. And there was a little stick in it that said Happy Father's Day. It was right around Father's Day that I was there. And I thought, how, I don't want to say, I don't want to,
Dee or Diane.
I don't want to say
daughters.
I don't want to say bizarre, but I thought how strange, that somebody took flowers and, put it there as a Happy Father's Day. It just, to me, all the stories you hear about Mad Sam, and you go, somebody cared about him. It doesn't matter. I mean, even Hitler's dog loved Hitler.
Yeah,
you ever see Norm Macdonald do that bit on that? Hitler's dog. Funny. It's funny stuff.
I don't think Sam Jr. ever put anything on his grave, but his daughters, Dee Dee and Diane, I don't know. They could have been attached to him, and I got a feeling that, I don't know if he was an uncle, step uncle, he may have met the daughters.
It's funny with all these mobsters, even Tony Spilotro. When the movie Casino, which, by the way, we're coming up to the 30th anniversary. I believe it's next weekend on the 22nd coming up. I don't know. Maybe we should do a watch party. Now that I haven't done one of those in a long time. Did you and I ever do a watch party with that?
About 2 years ago.
Did we? We sat and did one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do another one, because we can actually put it up on the screen with subtitles and watch it with the audience. We can't have the volume on it, but I think we can have it on the screen with subtitles and do reactions and point out different things as we go through it. Let us know in the comments if you guys would like to do that. But anyway, my point was that Tony Spilotro's family, his wife Nancy and daughter, that came out to the mob experience when it opened and spoke out about how ruthless that Pesci and Scorsese made their husband out to be, that he wasn't like that. And I wonder if the same's true, about Mad Sam. Are the stories exaggerated?
I don't know, but I do know this. His wife was in tears at his funeral. And I remember the funeral very well. We didn't go. Nobody went that I knew. But the family was broke up over it, the close members of the family. And he wasn't very nice to them either. But I don't know what caused him to do the things he did.
Right. Art Kelly, how's it going, buddy? I just spoke with Art the other day. Good to see you. Art just threw Art just put Sammy the Bull in an Uber and sent him on his way from a signing session that he was doing. Art's a memorabilia collector, and he had Sammy the Bull out on his boat in Newport Beach. And Sammy got a little out of hand, and he said, "Get in this Uber. You're out of here. You aren't putting me in an Uber. Get in this. You're gone." Yeah, Art's got crazy stories. Then again, Art hung out with O.J. Simpson, and you guys got the crazy stories. Anyway, I hope you're doing great, Art. 63 days today, buddy. So I hope you're hanging in there too. I haven't drank. For those of you that don't know, I haven't drank 63 days. So, and yes, Art, the book's going to be done very soon. Now that I have everything together. Yeah. So Art's been in Giancana's basement. He has a memento. Art, he could talk his way into any place. He was in Chicago, got his way into Sam Giancana's house down in the Bay. He has video of it. I'd show you the video. I don't have it here. But Tommy, glad you're doing well too. 50 days. That's fantastic, man. I'm glad that you are. For those of you still on medication, it is 420 according to Jim Yeager. So for those of you that don't know what that is, never mind.
I got a kick out of some of these comments. Didn't Sam kidnap an Afro-American construction worker and force him to have sex with his wife he doesn't say it, but it was on the living room floor. Yeah. And the guy was so scared that he forgot his lunch pail. Yeah, he went back. He called the police, and he went back with the police. They said, what's this guy's lunch pail doing here?
Wasn't it in the back of the truck?
No, it was in his living room.
So he left it in the back of the truck. That he said this lunch pail was in the back of the truck where he picked him up.
No, he picked him up in a car. Sam never drove a truck. I don't think he knew how to drive a truck. But if you asked him, he probably said he did.
Chevy 11 says that they remember you telling the story about going into Sam's basement. Didn't his wife offer you some tomato?
Yeah, she was doing the pasta sauce, and she had made fresh bread, and she dipped the bread in the sauce, and she said, "What's the tomato bread?" And I took it, and I said, "Yeah, thank you," and it was really good. I mean, she spent a lot of time in the kitchen. That was homemade bread too.
You call it sauce. Some people call it gravy.
Yeah. Well,
like
it was a tomato sauce that she was making, but it was gravy. You know, it was a big pot of what? Gravy? No, it was a sauce that you made for spaghetti or whatever you're going to use it on. But yeah, it was gravy. It was red gravy. Good.
Hit the like button, guys. Don't forget to do that if you're coming in here. And don't forget to do that if you're new. Hit the bell, the subscribe button. You'll and if you're on Facebook, you can hit the like button too. So I see there's over 50 of you guys in here already. So I'm glad that you were you hanging out, enjoying the content. I guess next week we're going to be doing a Mars broadcasting. So it'll be better on mobile devices. If you guys watch on a mobile device, it won't be so small. It'll be a little bit larger. So Big Mo's coming in, always running late to the party. We know, Mo. We don't have to go any further than that. So hopefully there was no coffee left in the thermos. That's what we should do. We should come out with Mad Sam coffee beans. Yeah, people would love that, wouldn't they? That'd be a big seller. Get your Mad Sam coffee beans here, right here on my blog.
I could see the look on Romer's face when he heard that on the wiretap, because he heard it on a wiretap, and he said, "Yeah, I pissed in the guy's coffee." And I sure Romer was like,
That's
I was there 4 times, and he told me it was a special Italian blend. Mm.
Well, that's Italian blend. You know, what's that extra acidity taste in this? Almost tastes like Starbucks. For those of you that like Starbucks, I don't apologize. That stuff is the nastiest coffee. I don't know what the hell they get their beans from, but that's just wrong. Jared, back to the basement at Mad Sam's. That basement sounds like the back room at the Gemini Lounge in New York during the Roy DeMeo days.
Couldn't compare. Tony Spilotro and Frank Collada, they brought somebody down the basement, but they didn't talk about it. There was probably more because Tony brought a lot of people down to the basement, but there was probably more than that. But the guy, Frank, didn't even know what it was all about. He was just, Tony told him to go along with him. I believe he told the story on my blog, and he told him to come along with him. And as they were halfway, Tony went down first, and Sam was down there, and then the guy was going down the steps, and I guess after Sam saw him, he gave Tony the okay, and Tony said, "Grab him," and that's when Rama just jumped in and grabbed him and did what he had to do. He didn't get credit on what they did.
Scott H. Yeah, he picked a guy up, but I thought it was an attorney or something that owed Sam juice money, right?
It was.
You're getting a little confused with the statement there. I think it was an attorney and I think that the other guy was the one that left the lunch pail in the car. But anyway, not that it matters. Anyway, more comments here. So the best coffee I heard is, never mind, Alan B. Dutch Brothers in Washington. We have a Dutch Brothers here in town. I haven't tried it out yet, so not sure. Not sure at all. Anyway, so Red, what's new with you?
Oh, everything's new with me. Every day is a new day. Adam was gracious enough to put up a thumbnail for me after the show. So we have something on my channel to go and talk about.
Oh, that's right. We're going to go to your channel and talk about the underworld in the 60s and 70s in Chicago, and things like the corruptness and the even John Wayne Gacy. There's a new Netflix series.
The craziness of that was, and I was there. I mean, I that was 77, 78, somewhere around late 70s, and it was kind of crazy. It engulfed TV, but TV was the thing then. Like your handheld devices are your news today, TV was the thing. I mean, watching television was the only way you got real news and communication.
Yeah, the old tube, sitting there on the tube. Now everybody sits here on the tube. YouTube.
We just missed a comment there.
Yeah, pop it up. Did Sam walk naked around the house, constantly looking at himself in mirrors, and loudly screamed how he'll be the next president of the United States?
No, he did not. But what he did was he wore pajamas that were kind of loose fitting, and he always wore a bathrobe. And he always let himself hang out. He was exposed constantly.
Right.
That was just him. He was weird. Very weird man.
Walking around exposed all day, huh?
Frank Collada talked about him that way. He mentioned that too. It was something that it stands out. You know, it really does stand out. It's one of those kind of things. You don't see people every day that do that. But he would have been something to run from if he was naked, because he was a bony old man. He wasn't exactly what he called Superman at the time.
Dude, I do that every day, man. I don't know what's weird about that. I mean, you don't want me to stand up right now. All I got on is this shirt.
Okay.
Oh my God, Fred. Right. Okay, sure.
I'm not going to touch that.
So, I wouldn't want you to touch that. No. President Johnson. Matt Sam wrote about he wrote a letter to President Johnson. I'm not going to read this whole letter. I have in the past, and
basically told him he was going to do a better job than he would make a better president.
But he didn't say that exactly. He just said he'd like to serve the president and be his right-hand man and help him fix the problems that are in the country, problems like drugs. And right now, I don't know if you've seen Kensington, Philadelphia, but there's people walking around on this drug called Trank. And no, they look like zombies everywhere. And this guy's saying, well, we should put up, free drug stations everywhere and just kind of give them out for free to the people. And it sounds a little nuts when you read through this letter to him. But you're going, well, how the hell would that help things? I mean, just in Vegas alone, these folks downtown, they get some 100 drug overdoses a week happening because of all the fentanyl that's moving around, and being put into all of these different drugs. It's quite terrible. So
I don't think he ever confronted his brother that he murdered for using heroin about his drug usage, because if he did, he probably would have been alive. But also in the back of his mind, when President Johnson was having the war on drugs, he probably thought, I got the cure. I got the cure for drugs. We'll make a couple examples out of people, and believe me, they'll be scared. They won't do drugs, which is kind of my idea, Adam.
Yeah.
I believe in the old canings. Take them to the center of the town square. I guarantee you, I don't care what drug you want to stop, if it meant being caned in the town square, and everybody watched it, and they just sent you to the hospital and sent you home afterwards. There would be no prison time, and it would deter the idea of ever using any kind of drugs. I'll bet you can make alcoholics sober too.
Oh, you think so? I don't know. Prison doesn't even help. I hear they make that mash right there in jail.
This is better than prison. This is public punishment that is very rough. You saw the canings.
The canings? You talking about Singapore?
Yeah.
Again, nobody sees them. They happen in private in the jail. But the people in jail that are awaiting their canings get to hear the other prisoners go through it. And they're never told when it's going to happen to them or what day or what time. It's just, come on with us. It's time for your caning. And then all the other prisoners get to hear it. And that's a horrible psychological torture. But I think they got to figure it out over there. Because the crimes really love it.
I thought that I told you about, you found one on YouTube where you watched somebody get caned. They screamed when they got hit with a cane.
I saw it.
As a big long 20-foot cane.
I saw it. I saw a description in how it's done and what they do. And they literally have to tie the person. It's terrible. Anyway, this is what he wrote about the drug prevention. Sam wrote this to Lyndon B. Johnson. The following will solve your crime problem. 70% or more of crime is committed by drug addicts. Simply sell narcotics at cost or give it away for free to addicts. Dispense it from our TB stations. That was back when they had the tuberculosis stations. Or health stations, which are already set up throughout each county in the U.S. This cost will be nil. The savings will be billions of dollars in cold cash, in lives. It's in heartache and in blood. Let me point it out to you, Mr. President. When an addict can get a supply of narcotics at cost or free, that addict can hold down a job. And if necessary, support his or her habit without resorting to crime, and become a credit to his family and his community, and not a great big red liability. A user of narcotics resorts to crime because of a high cost of narcotics. You imagine giving free trank to these people in Kensington? Oh, they'll hold on the job just fine. What's your job? I'm a zombie in a haunted house. What? Now maybe the drugs were just different back then. Maybe that was it. Maybe they thought, geez, these people with the reefer, you know, we should give them free reefer. Maybe they could have a job.
No, they weren't synthetics. Heroin, they were all hardcore drugs back in the 60s.
Oh, reefer's not synthetic.
I said they were all they weren't any synthetics. And reefer is not a synthetic. Heroin is not a synthetic. Opium is not a synthetic. All those things were things that he was talking about making legal.
Yeah. Not the stuff we have going around today. In other words,
no K2 Spice or anything like that. That came out in the 90s, I think.
Nutsack Zach was making tacos for dinner. He wishes he could have everybody over.
Everybody's a big crowd, Zach.
Yeah, who knows? It's nuts. Oh, speaking of those tuberculosis stations, yeah, never mind. Jim Magnifici, maybe Mad Sam consumed the type of coffee that Alan B mentioned, and that's why he was batshit crazy. Yeah.
Christopher.
Alan B mentioned this kind of coffee. I'm not going to read it, but yeah, I you know, I see a lot of bats out there in Good Springs. When I go to Good Springs, there's a ton of bats that fly around out there, and they leave their droppings, and that's nasty, man. I never heard of that, but okay.
Let me say it's not my cup of tea.
Oh my God. Did you just do that? Red just did that. Red made it funny. Red's actually coming up with puns now on the show.
There we go.
Oh my God. Christopher Maltasanti. Christopher Maltasanti, isn't that one of the characters on Sopranos? You didn't watch that show, so you wouldn't know, but Christopher Maltasanti is a character. I just caught that. You know, I just watched that damn series about 2 weeks ago, and I finished it a couple of weeks ago. Now I'm watching.
It's a damn series.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Red?
All of a sudden, it's a damn series. You said, "Oh, I'm watching The Sopranos." Now, after you're through with it, it's the damn series. I watched that damn series. Okay.
Well, it took me a while to get through it. I mean, it's 48 minutes an episode, and there's 13 per season, except the last season. Then there's 22 episodes, and you get to 13 thinking maybe this is the wrap up, and then it's like, oh my God, there's another 7 hours of this to go. So by the time, and then it was a letdown at the end. Sorry, anybody who watched it, it was a letdown. The ending I thought was a letdown. I don't know if they were trying to keep it an open end to keep it going, but it was a letdown to me.
I got a kick out of Michael Francese's definition about somebody gave him he was on a live and a talking, and they said, how close to reality was The Sopranos? And he said, it wasn't even, but believe me, he said, it wasn't even, and he stopped and he said, believe me, if they would have seen a boss go to the psychiatrist, he would have come back in the trunk of his own car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think it was meant to be an accurate documentary or something. It was just meant for entertainment.
Yeah.
Wow.
What they wanted to know how accurate it was. That was their question. How accurate was it? Because he was in the life. And Christopher, I really didn't keep tags on Sam or his body count.
How many people did Sam kill? I don't think anybody knows that, right? It's not like you posted that on Facebook back then.
I'm sure Tony knew. I'm sure Mario knew. And I'm also sure Kurt Hansen knew. There were people that did know. but I wasn't one of them. I just didn't want to be around the guy at all. After you meet him once or twice, you just say, that's not the kind of person you even want to get close to. Sorry.
Yeah. Little crazy. Just a little bit, I guess.
Dr. Shu says HBO has a bad habit of running good shows
by writing ignorant endings. Yeah, I don't know. Rico Suave says best writing ever. If you go look it up, that show Sopranos changed television and how it was. Up until that point, you had sitcoms, you had soap operas, you had daytime television. But the way that The Sopranos was written, it led to how current shows, it's kind of a change in the culture of television, because it led to other shows like Game of Thrones, different writing like that, where you have several stories going on, and they all, and it's a continuation. It's not, every episode's to be continued. Whereas before it was, sitcoms were a couple episodes at the most if it was to be continued. So.
Yeah, didn't Boardwalk Empire spawn off of that?
Same thing. And I started watching Boardwalk Empire. I didn't know that was Scorsese directed, and it's fantastic. I just started watching it. I haven't made that commitment of, okay, I'm going to do an episode or two every night and get through this whole thing. I haven't done that yet, but I hear the Boardwalk Empire is fantastic, and so far, it looks like it is. So, yeah, guys, don't forget to smash button. Smash the like button, hit the smash button.
The way you put that. There are 10 deadbeats in here that didn't hit that button.
Scott Christoffel, good to have you in, man. Good to see you. Hope you're. He's got an awesome store back in outside of Chicago. If you guys get a chance, go check out his place. Elizabeth Francis, banning one drug seems to lead to worse drugs taking its place, or so the evidence says. I'm an empiricist. It's like banning one weapon leads to more other weapons. You take away a bunch of guns, you're going to have a bunch of stabbings. You take away the stabbings and the knives, you're going to have a bunch of poisonings. And it's not the instrument that's bad. It's the person holding the instrument.
I was thinking that very same thing earlier today. I was watching something that was going on, a guy that actually went over to Ukraine, and he had to go to Russia, and then he crossed over into Ukraine, and he's videotaping, and he talks about the great drone attacks and how terrible this is and how terrible that is. And all of a sudden, the quote came to me from George Patton. George Patton says, "My God, what's happened? No more cavalry, no more horses, all this crazy equipment. They're going to take all the glory out of war. They're probably going to retire the generals like me." And this was something similar to that he said. It's a quote. And then all of a sudden they talked about the drone strike. The drone strike was the most drones that ever hit Ukraine. Nobody hit them. Where's the glory in that? The guy that pushes the button or the guy that thinks it up? Old men make war, young men fight.
When it comes to war,
and we don't even get the spoils.
And when it comes to war, during World War II, you talk about these drone strikes. During this Israeli-Palestine conflict, there was the pagers and the cell phones. See that, where they intercepted all the beepers and then they blew them all up. They put explosives in them and then blew them all up at the same time. There's no rules in war. I know we have the Geneva Convention, that
there are rules. Do not engage unless engaged upon. That's one of the rules I don't like. Don't shoot at your enemy unless he's shooting at you. In other words, give him a shot.
Did you hear about during World War II, the Canadians in World War II? They were in the trenches, and you know the story?
There were a lot of them. Which one are you talking about?
the Canadians are in the trenches, and in the middle of the day, and the Germans, they hear a clink, 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 something fall in the trenches on their side, and they look all run, thinking it's a grenade, and it was a can of corned beef. And so the Germans opened the corned beef and they tried it, and it's like, well, this is good. So a few minutes later, clink, 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 few more cans of corned beef. So now the Germans gather around in the trenches, and they're passing the corned beef, they're eating, and they start yelling, more, more, more. Canadians unhooked all the grenades and tossed the grenades at them. Almost like chumming for fish.
Wait till we get a big crowd. Don't waste a grenade on one person.
Let's throw a couple cords of corned beef or spam first, Oh, man. Yeah. Chevy 11. Drones are being used in war. There's trench warfare happening there too. There's videos of it on YouTube. Yeah, warfare. It's gone on since the beginning of time, right? People threw stones at each other. Then they started shooting arrows at each other, hitting each other with sticks. I mean, it's just gone on since the beginning of time, and it's going to continue to go on. But the weapons are getting pretty damned advanced now. We have that jet that lands vertically now and can take off vertically off of it's an all AI run jet. I forget, it was the X-Wing, whatever the hell it's called, X-Fighter or something like that.
That was around during Vietnam. That's a Harrier jump jet.
No, this is brand new. It's all run by AI. They didn't have AI computers back then.
No, it may be AI run, but the jump jet that goes up and down existed a long time ago.
No, this is something brand new, Red. I know we're going to sit here and argue about this now. I'm sure they had something back then, but
look up Harrier jump jet.
No, Harrier. I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay.
I'm looking it up right now. I sometimes Red and I talk when we're not on air, and we'll talk about different things. And I just haven't had a chance to show them. It's called the X-Bat. So here, I'll show you guys that.
It's a derivative of something that was invented a long time ago. They just added AI to it.
Okay, all right. Well, let me show it to you, and then you could let me know if it's the same thing. Here it is.
Not the same thing. AI runs it.
No, this damn thing was not around during Vietnam. I guarantee it. But then again, we got somebody who worked. Hold on, Scott H is in the room. Scott H is in the room, and Scott H will tell you if this thing's new or not, or if I'm just imagining shit. So here you go. This right here, Red.
First AI-piloted vertical takeoff and landing fighter jet. Shield AI's latest aircraft is an unmanned aerial vehicle that can fly up to 50,000 feet and does not require a runway. This unique technology could reshape how the U.S. Army and its allies conduct future military operations. Meet X-Bat, the world's first AI-piloted vertical takeoff and landing fighter jet. Shield AI's...
There you go. That's something new, right? Or am I...
That is very new, but it's based on an old concept of the Harrier jump jet. Look up Harrier jump jet. It's old.
Okay.
I mean, it's from the 60s, but it landed on aircraft carriers. It landed in the jungles going straight down. It was a jump jet. And then once it got
it lands this way. I've seen Harriers. It lands like this.
And then
like this.
And then
vertically,
the engine,
not horizontally.
Then the engines would turn and it could go straight. But the engines used to flip on it. And it used to be able to land this way or take off this way. Vertically.
But it did it horizontally.
Vertically. Oh, you mean where the whole jet turns upside down?
What's the vertical thing? Right. That's horizontal. That's horizontal takeoff. What I just showed you was a vertical takeoff. This X-Bat takeoff.
Here we go.
That's not it. That's a different one.
Yeah, but
This
you don't
guy.
have to worry about anybody getting killed.
Yeah, I called the X-Bat. First of its kind, vertical takeoff, launch and land, multi-role, combat, strike jet. It doesn't require a runway. It doesn't require a human pilot. Long-range fires that can be launched from anywhere on the battlefield. That's it.
Yeah. Anyway, enough about that. Brett and I will just sit here and argue for the last 10 minutes of the show. So,
You see what Dr. Shoe said here?
in the 80s, the U.S. had to take back the Harriers from Spain because the Spaniards kept flipping them over trying to land.
Well, these things are unmanned. You don't have to worry about it. You're not going to kill a pilot.
No. And it's funny, I was watching a show yesterday on a company here in the U.S. that's making these AI jets that are they fly with the man jets, but they go out in front of them and they detect threats and whatnot to protect the manned jets. I'm glad y'all are in the same room. We might see some real action.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, guy.
Suave Harrier comparing apples to oranges. It's apples to oranges, Red. Even Rico Suave says it is. We're going to go over to Red's channel in a couple of minutes, guys. We're going to talk about other things.
That goal ain't easy, guys.
Oh, man. No, the V-22 Osprey was a tilt-rotor turbojet prop aircraft. The F-22 and Harriers are jet fighters. The V-20. Holy mother God. AI robots will be the next thing. I don't know, Gomp, did you see that show on Netflix about killer robots and about the, I mean, it's there, man. They're here. So, yeah, that's it. Lockheed. Thank you, Scott H. Scott H. worked for Lockheed. Licensed A&P aircraft mechanic. He's seen it all. So, he knows what he's talking about. I was going to say he worked for NASA or Boeing, but I would have been way off on that.
No, he mentioned before he worked for Lockheed.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember which one it was. Lockheed, Boeing. What's the difference?
The paycheck. Oh.
Big Tuna iRobot is here, people. It is. The Optimus. Tesla Optimus is coming. Yes. That's going to be pretty wild. Thanks, boys and behavior. The butcher boy will get you. Jim
Nancy Brady, that butcher boy.
Is it Jim or was it his brother who was a police officer?
Jim.
It's Jim, right? That's what I thought. Yeah. There's a new startup company with these robots that'll go around and do your laundry and carry out, this and that. But and then they're offering a startup right now. Like you buy it, pre-order it for $30,000. But the trade-off is somebody from the company can man your robot, which means they can walk around your house and, do your laundry and actually control the robot. And so I don't know if I'd want that. It's like, I don't know. It's like having a Google Home or an Alexa in your house. It's like having a spy in your house,
It's having apps on your phone that you can use. I mean, you got to have for your camera.
Yeah. Well, Red, let's head over to your channel. We got a couple of minutes. Guys, if you're on YouTube, go on over to Red Wemette. And on YouTube, we'll see you guys there. Next week, we'll be here on Mob Vlog, same time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And unless unless something happens.
Before you go, she has a comment that's very good.
Big Tuna, I will never have an Alexa. Smartphone's enough. Talk to Red. Red won't even put an app on his smartphone. Red's like, nope, I don't need an app. What would I need an app for? No, I don't know. Why would I have an app? App for what? Nobody needs any apps. This is my phone right here. Look at this. Here we go.
I didn't say nobody needs any. I said I don't need any. All this does cause me problems.
See all them apps. This is all my apps right here. Red has none. Absolutely none. No apps. So many screens I'm going through, Red. All these apps. Red's gonna get the old rotary phone out. Here's my phone.
That's my apps, guys.
There you go. You got the Play Store, so you can download some apps, and you got your phone app, and you got Google Chrome, which you don't use. Oh, you do have some apps. Look at that. You got Netflix on your phone.
No, those are ones I could have. They keep downloading the things to get apps. I don't buy them. What I do have it on your photographs where you can take pictures. I use it to take pictures.
Netflix, Red. I see Netflix. I think you're a closet Netflix user on your phone.
If I push Netflix, it will say
Samsung News. That's not Netflix.
they just downloaded it. That's all.
Uh-huh.
Sign in. Goodbye. Delete.
Yeah, that's true, Jane Weaver. At least it's not a Fred Flintstone flip phone. All right, guys, we're out of here. Red, I'll see you next week. Let's go over to Red's channel. We'll see you guys in the after party over there.
Thank you guys for coming by.
Adios, everybody. It's been fun. See you later, Red.